The first weekend numbers are in the books for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC, and well, it's not bad. Not bad at all whatsoever in the context of Final Fantasy PC ports, which don't exactly have the best reputation, surpassing 40,000 concurrent players on Steam. Not bad. Not bad at all. You need to take a look at some of the Steam reviews, and I've taken a look at most of them, and well, the positive ones, there are, of course, the ones that are just, I love game, Tifa good, I wish women were real. Like, there's some joke ones that are out there, but some of the negative ones, I mean, like, it's just bitching for the sake of bitching, man. Like, some have valid complaints, I've yet to find them, but other ones are just, you know, hating on something because they think it's a certain way. It's not like we haven't been dealing with this discourse for the better part of a year. Or the game's woke because the Square Enix ethics department, they made Tifa ugly. It's like, yeah, sure, bro, whatever, man. But the highest peak for a single-player Final Fantasy game, but oh no, this is, the game's supposed to fail because it's part 2 of a trilogy, and people were hoodwinked by the first one thinking that it was going to be a remake, but then it ended up being a better remake and a better concept and a much better game. And maybe that's controversial to say, but frankly, I don't care. A much better game and a much better flesh out, at least of Midgar, and then Rebirth taking, you know, the rest of disc 1 and extrapolating on it the way that it does. Yeah, at this point in time, I can firmly say the first disc of Final Fantasy VII has been done better with the Remake Trilogy than it was in the original. As somebody who has played the original, you know, more times that I can remember, yeah, Rebirth in and of itself is a masterclass. And when it comes to the PC port, unfortunately at this point in time, I've only played a couple of hours, but it's taxed my system. Okay, let's just say that at one point in time, like, I had a banger system. Okay, just to compare and contrast this, when it comes to remake, I can pretty much, you know, max that game out 1000%, 4K textures, you know, running at a smooth 60 because that's all my monitor, you know, that's all I need out of it. I can do everything that I can on that. When it comes to Rebirth, ooh, not so much. Not so much, and it's definitely showing its age, okay? For as much as I have, you know, like a top tier, at the point in time, you know, when it came out, I got a top tier processor, 10 core, overclocked, you know, just about hitting 4.0, and I got SLI 2080 Ti's. I could run down the rest of the list. But yeah, at one point in time, that was a killer machine. And for most of the stuff that I want to play, like, it still absolutely blows it out of the water. It just kind of sucks that I can't max out Rebirth the way that I want to, but I wasn't really expecting that because this game is beautiful. And even still, like, just, you know, comparing and contrasting it to performance mode on the PS5 as opposed to the mid to above mid settings that I can get out of it, the game just looks 1,000 times better. And perhaps I'm lucky I don't have any of the micro stutter problems that I'm hearing some people report, but hopefully that gets cleared up, and hopefully word of mouth of this game continues to build so that by the time Reclaim comes out, or maybe there's an even deeper discount on this, which even right now, like, I still highly recommend the game. And, you know, for as much as I played, you know, there could be some problems, and the modding community is really picking up, and it's doing gangbusters right now. Like, people are still really loving the experience, and who knows, maybe weekend 2 will be better. Okay, now that there's some mods that are out there, maybe there's some fixes for some people who might be having some problems. But in general, you take a look at the stats, you know, that 40,000 concurrent players, you know, 26,000 players on Monday, I think, or something like that, depending the time I'm recording this. It's it's Monday evening, so yeah, over the weekend 26,000, and then of course people playing right now, you got 24,000 people. Like, that's still good. That's awfully good retention, all things considered, and the rest of the stats that are down there. Okay, it's the 32nd bestseller on Steam. Sales estimations of the Steam copies, I mean, it doesn't paint a complete picture, and because we don't really know outside of just the vague report that, yeah, it was the best-selling console exclusive of 2024, what exactly does that mean? I don't know. But this just points in the right direction, and as many people have pointed out, even on the previous tweet right here, good launch stats, yes, by Hazador Gaming, good launch stats, and definitely would have matched Metaphor Refantasio's numbers of 85,000 concurrent players or more if released the day one on PC. And hopefully that's going to be the case for part 3, because you had Katase recently come out and say, yeah, we're not exactly looking at an exclusive release, especially for, you know, Sony's next-gen console, which rumors of that coming out in 2027. It's like, hardy har. Why would you release a follow-up to a system that barely anybody is still playing so quickly? But I digress, and yeah, I'm talking about the PS5 Pro, which at this point in time, like, the one reason people were picking it up was to have a better experience with Rebirth, and then, yeah, they just dropped the PC port, and it's like, that's why I never entertained the idea of buying a PS5 Pro, because $700 for some crap like that? Give me a break. And now it's a dead console. But somebody else who has been bigging up this PC port, okay, and who has had some very controversial stuff and a reason that people, oh, the game is bad. Oh, we can't support game because the director doesn't want you to download mods because we want to have Tifa's thing. And no, he actually, once again, clarified his statements and said that, PC mods, they're actually pretty cool, and I'm totally fine with them, by the way, it was practically a statement to begin with. He's like, hey, we're really proud of the stuff that we have right here. Can you guys just, stay away from, like the super lewd mods, which if you go on Nexus mods for, especially Remake at this point in time, haven't seen any, at least at time of recording, for Rebirth that are too obscene right now, but of course they're going to be, rolling in due time because, hey man, gooners are going to goon. I don't really care about that stuff. All I kind of want is just, somebody to finally crack the code on all of those Loveless costumes for the rest of the party, especially for Barrett. I want him to be the Dragon King so bad. That's going to be so cool. And then just have a proper way to crack open Sephiroth and Zack to play throughout the entire game, because as it sits right now, there's some rudimentary stuff going on, but I just kind of want that built upon. But that'll all come in due time, because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director praises mods for revitalizing PC gaming, which, yeah, as somebody who has been PC gaming for now over a decade, I remember exactly when I hopped on the bandwagon. But a big reason why I decided to make the switch away from console gaming was because, yeah, mods were available. The higher resolution textures, you could just do whatever you wanted with the games that you could buy at a lower price point, because the Steam sales were steaming, and a Humble Bundle was still a viable way to fill out your library. And yeah, that's why I started PC gaming. So yes, while I might say that he's a little bit late to the party, pal, on this one, but yeah, mods, and especially for Rebirth, is going to make it a very popular game. The modding community has long been a cornerstone of innovation and creativity, particularly on the PC platform. Recently, Naoki Hamaguchi, the director of the much-anticipated Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, has openly acknowledged the vital role that mods play in the gaming ecosystem. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the second installment in the Remake Trilogy, iconic, blah, 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 all that crap. Hamaguchi's comments come at a time when the modding scene is more vibrant than ever, offering players a chance to personalize their gaming experience or even completely transform it. But it kind of sucks, right? For as poppin' as the mod scene is for many games that are out there, you'd think a competitor to Nexus mods would pop up, at least one that's of equal size, scope, just less censorious. You'd think that would show up at some point. But anyways, Hamaguchi expressed that mods breathe life into the PC market. Yeah, exactly. Like for older titles, and especially with most of the crap that is coming out today, like people are going back and experiencing the classics. And yeah, if you have an opportunity to just mod something out, like when I go back and eventually when I get fed up playing Rebirth and mod that out to my heart's content, like I want to go back to FF7, I want to go back to the OG, and I want to mod that out completely, okay, which you can do, and you can basically have that flat remake that all of those Spurgs wanted to begin with. It's like, yeah, you can up-res those textures, you can get 4K textures, okay, you can replace all of the chibi models from the 97 cut. You can get widescreen, you can get ultra widescreen, you can get translucent menus, you can make that shit look pristine. It's just a couple of, at this point in time, because of the Seventh Heaven mod manager, it's just basically a couple of clicks away. It's a fantastic service. Whereas modding back in the cut used to be quite a hassle. This time around, I mean, it's as easy as just clicking in the right places. It's very simple. Sentiment echoes the understanding that mods not only extend the longevity of games, but also enhance the player experience through various means, such as graphical improvements, new content, or quality of life adjustments. Exactly, right? And however you want to characterize what those people are doing with Tifa's outfits in Final Fantasy VII Remake, okay, quality of life, player experience, whatever, man. From altering character appearances to introducing new gameplay mechanics, mods offer a level of customization that has become synonymous with PC gaming culture. The director himself admitted to using mods on his PC. Yeah, I highlighted a personal connection with the modding community. As someone who plays games on PC, I sometimes use mods myself. Yeah, whenever they're available and whenever they offer, something tangible and improve on things. Like, I'm somebody who's just always been augmenting their experience. Like, even back when it was just like Game Genie and Game Shark back in NES, Super NES, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 days. God damn it, if I wanted to try to enjoy my experience with Final Fantasy VIII, if I wanted to have Cypher in my team, you goddamn better believe I had Cypher in my team. So it didn't make the game any more tolerable, but I tried. However, Hamaguchi also touched on the ethical use of mods. He asked modders to be mindful and avoid creating or installing anything offensive or inappropriate. This request aligns with previous statements from Square Enix on modding ethics, suggesting a balanced view where creativity is welcomed, but must be tempered with responsibility. Exactly, and that was just simply, hey, you know, we like the game that we have. Can you guys just not, you know, we like that there's fabric on Tifa. Can we draw a line there? Maybe no. You're just gonna do whatever you want. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, you could go ahead and do that. But like Hamaguchi said, it's like, no, I use mods. It's totally fine, man. I don't really care. But at the same time, it's like it's not something I would do or something I would promote. But I understand why people do it, and that's, hey, man, I like that approach. I appreciate that approach, and that's why, I don't know, I just decided to, at the point in time when he made those statements, I wanted to put them on blast because it's a very reasonable take, as opposed to what you get from other developers that are out there. Yes, TeamKill Media, these absolute mongoloids, and they decided to put Rebirth's name in their mouth. Hence why we need to go ahead and slap them out of there real quick so they could go ahead and go back to their normal position of sucking dick instead, because the Code Violet developer, you might recall them from about a week or two ago, when we talked about them and them not wanting to bring over, oh, we're not going to make a PC port for our game because we respect our voice actresses and we wouldn't want them to be subject to Gooner mods. Oh no, we can't do that. Don't mention that, you know, the upcoming Dino Crisis spiritual successor is going to be exclusive to the PS5, and everything else that they've done in their past has absolutely sucked. Yeah, pay no attention to that. We're just trying to virtue signal for points, but this time around, didn't end up working all that well for them. Okay, so TeamKill Media, what is happening right now with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC is exactly what we have experienced, even though we are a small studio. I beg your pardon. It happened on our first day of our very first game released years ago, Kings of Lorne. Okay, so you're trying to compare, okay, a remake of one of the seminal RPGs, okay, just about the first JRPG that comes to mind whenever anybody utters those four letters. You want to compare the release of that, which has been generally successful. Okay, I'm not going to say it's been an out-and-out success, because 40,000 concurrent players, well, that's pretty good. And the fact that it was at the top of the Steam charts for, you know, like a better part of a month, that's quite good as well, meaning that there's probably not a lot of people, myself included, who have had enough time to, you know, dedicate to the 100+ hour RPG, but I digress. Okay, so far, so for the ones who have accused our game Sun and Bone of having low player counts on Steam, what are you doing? Okay, go search Sun and Bone Torrent on Google. Oh, okay, cool. Just do the Google thing. Just go check it out on the Google, and you will see why we released Sun and Bone on the Epic Game Store first, because before Steam, and it was instantly pirated. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if you guys got some like exclusivity dollars from the Epic Game Store when that went around, when they were trying to buy up a bunch of different indie exclusivity titles. I wonder if that was the case. On both games we had released on PC, the result is low player counts and a loss of revenue. In addition to not wanting, you know, certain mods of our games, we can't devote time and resources into something that will be pirated and given away for free. And then just goes to show you that they're really fighting the good fight. They make sure to put a bunch of different hashtags at the bottom. Interesting. And then, oh my god, it's been a while since I've seen a community note just be this goddamn cathartic. Sun and Bone was released under the radar, so no one ever heard of the game. And those who did play it were met with game-breaking bugs, a broken AI programming, unstable FPS count, and multiple stuttering. Yeah, a game that only had like 10 concurrent players. And as Retro points out, you just make shit games. FF7 is topping charts. Exactly, man. Keep this game's name out your mouth and just focusing on developing something that people actually want to play. No cope needed. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.